How's it going, everyone? It's me, Tyler, and I'm back to play Mega Man 2. I think the Wily Wars port of Mega Man 2 fares better than the Mega Man 1 port, only because I think they did a much better job with the music. Anyway, all this story text stuff at the bottom that you see is stuff that you already know, but I realized that I made that prologue video using Mega Man Powered Up, and I was trying to do that because I wanted to frame the story for the Mega Man franchise. But then through the Mega Man 1 videos, I didn't do a very good job of actually talking about the story elements. So I'm going to interrupt the game for just a second to talk a bit more about Dr. Light and Dr. Wily's origins. Alrighty, so, in the beginning, Dr. Thomas Light graduated at the top of his class from the Robot Institute of Technology, where he won several accolades and awards, including a Nobel Prize for Physics. Old Tom would then become the #1 authority in the field of robotics, devoting himself to the research and development of mechanical creations, all to aid in his goal of achieving world peace. What a swell guy. On the other hand, Dr. Albert Wily was apparently born in Osaka, Japan. Alright, go figure. Anyway, he went on to go to RIT with Dr. Light too, and the both of them were partners while they were studying there. They were both geniuses, and they both had a lot of accomplishments, but Dr. Light was always just one small step ahead, and he was the only one who ever received significant recognition. Dr. Wily was even nominated for the same Nobel Prize that Dr. Light ended up taking, which I'm sure didn't make him feel any better. So Dr. Light's first attempt at an advanced, artificially intelligent humanoid robot fell short with the creation of Proto Man. Despite what you're seeing here in the cartoon, Proto Man actually ended up fleeing the lab because he feared the loss of his individuality if his power generator, which was fatally flawed, was tampered with. More on that later. Dr. Light then went on to create Rock, Roll, and the first 6 Robot Masters. All had improved designs that didn't suffer from the same problem that Proto Man did. Eventually, Dr. Wily would find himself banished from the professional circuit, as some of his experiments were deemed scientifically unethical. He imposed exile upon himself and wasn't heard from again for some time. That is, of course, until he found a broken-down Proto Man. He repaired him and replaced his solar power generator with a nuclear one, even though he knew it was only a temporary solution at best. It was then that Dr. Wily started to put together his plans for world domination. The rest you already know. Dr. Wily ended up stealing Dr. Light's Robot Masters, Dr. Light retaliated by reluctantly changing Rock into Rockman, and the war raged on from there. This time, Dr. Wily has built these 8 Robot Masters by himself, and boy does the game balance show that he made some serious mistakes when he designed these guys. Alright, now that we've taken care of that, we can get back to Mega Man 2. So, for a lot of people, this happens to be their favorite classic Mega Man game. It's not my favorite, but it is one of the better ones, I'll give you that. So with the NES version of this game, there were 2 difficulty settings, normal and difficult. In Japan, there was just the 1 difficulty setting, and it was difficult. Normal was added into the American version because I guess we were too stupid to play through the game, and it was too hard for us or something. The Genesis version doesn't have a difficulty select, it's just the Japanese difficult, so I like that. And now you can see we have 8 Robot Masters, all made by Dr. Wily himself, and I'm not sure what the order is supposed to be, but most people seem to start with Metal Man, and I'm one of them, and I'll show you why once I get his weapon. And yes, there's no score for me to make fun of anymore, so I'll just have to let that joke die. So, it's a stage full of conveyor belts and metal, pretty appropriate. That there is the first E-Tank. Now you use those as a one-time use item to completely refill your life, which is very helpful at the end of the game. I guess now the thing that you have to notice is that I'm not jumping through the chains here, and that's because if you do, you end up still getting hit for some stupid reason, so you just have to be patient. I figure if I'm going to try and frame the story, I might as well talk more about the Robot Masters, so all the information I'm getting here comes from Udon's Mega Man Robot Master Field Guide. For Mega Man, it says that he was the very first in Dr. Wily's long line of homegrown Robot Masters. Metal Man was created as a battle robot based on Cutman's design. However, a flaw in his build makes him not only particularly vulnerable to the Mega Buster, but sadly his own metal blades as well. Metal Man is skilled at quickly completing tasks, yet displays a shrewd, business-like personality. He loves playing Frisbee, but not with Dog. Man's best friend is no friend of his. Yeah, I can't get that one up right now. That's okay. Alright, so upon seeing Metal Man for the first time, Dr. Light supposedly said, "That's the dentist of the future." Well, that's random. I'm not going to go over the Mega Man 1 Robot Masters because frankly I don't have the time in these videos. If you really want to hear me read from a book, then just if enough people complain, maybe I'll do a separate video in the future or something like that. So back onto this stage, it's really not that challenging. These dudes aren't too hard to beat. The only thing you have to worry about is after this guy there's going to be this snake-like thingy, and if you shoot all those pieces fly off like you just saw, and they do a lot of damage, but only 2 hits and he goes down, so it's not that much of a problem. The idea is to just shoot once and then pay careful attention to where the pieces land so you don't get hit. That energy tank down there, you're not supposed to get until you have item 2, but I'm gonna get it now and just die because you can't repeat stages. What am I fighting for? So, since you can't repeat stages, you can't go back and collect the energy tanks that you missed. And in the Genesis version of the game, getting a game over does not reset your energy tanks like I think it does in the NES version. So for me, there's really no risk involved. Ugh, I hate getting hit by those things. They're kind of hard to jump for some reason. You could just shoot them, but sometimes I'm lazy and stubborn. I'm not sure why, but I just can't rapid fire my shots for some reason. So, I'm gonna be pretty much near the end of the stage after I kill this guy, and the thing about Metal Man is, even though he does have a weakness, you can beat him with a Mega Buster as long as you're patient. One nice thing, though, is that once I get into this boss gate here, you can see there are no enemies, it's just a short walk over to the boss, so that's one less thing to worry about. Alright, so here we are at Metal Man. He's not too hard. The only thing you have to worry about is that he can change the direction that the conveyor belts are moving in. The trick is to just stay on the far side of the screen and just shoot over in his general direction. Shoot some shots on the ground, shoot some in the air, but don't really focus on hitting Metal Man so much as you just try to focus on dodging the Metal Blade. And as long as you keep shooting something over there and focus on not getting hit by his stuff, you'll eventually beat him out. Well, at least I hope. Alright, I'm catching up to him in terms of life. Now I'm officially winning. This is gonna be close. Oh no, I got him, he's dead. Yeah, okay. Whew. Alright, and now I have the Metal Blade. And the Metal Blade is probably the most overpowered weapon in Mega Man franchise history. And I'm going to show you why that is as soon as we get to the next stage. It's going to more or less replace the Mega Buster for me, for the most part in this game. Next up is Woodman. This stage isn't so bad, but I really don't like fighting him. I'm bad at it. I don't know why I have so much trouble with him, but I do. I'm just going to switch to Metal Blade right away. So you can see it fires in 8 directions, it has a bigger hitbox than the Mega Buster, it uses practically no weapon energy, so even if I'm starting to run low, I'll pick up weapon energy from, robots I beat. I think it might even improve the drop rate when you attack enemies, so that's already pretty awesome. This is actually the reason why Mega Man 2 isn't my favorite classic Mega Man game. I don't know if they intentionally made the Metal Blade this powerful, but if they did, it's kind of a huge programming oversight. So, I love this game, and I love abusing the Metal Blade because it's really fun to just power through with it, but that kind of holds it back from being my personal favorite Mega Man game. Clipping through walls. Alright, so I'm sure this part is supposed to be a challenge, but if I jump and just at the very apex of my jump fire a Metal Blade, the hitbox is big enough that I can hit this dude, and he can't hit me as long as I stay low whenever he's shooting his fire. So it's probably supposed to be harder, but it's not. And you can see that I've been spamming the hell out of that weapon, and I still have about half the weapon energy left. And it's not even a problem because I'm gonna get a ton more in a few seconds. So, at this part out here in the jungle, that monkey's probably supposed to be a problem, but I can shoot him before he has a chance to come up. And you can see that these birds drop these eggs that lay all these baby, like, robot chick birds. I don't understand the science behind it. But they have a pretty high drop rate, and I'm just going to be able to refill everything no problem. I even get a 1-up. Alright, so let's talk about Woodman. He was one of Dr. Wily's favorite creations, and Woodman lives up to his name. Inside and out, his body is made entirely from wood and coated in a special material taken from natural Japanese cypress trees. Who makes a robot out of wood? That's not a stupid idea. He has a great deal of physical strength, but the fact that he's comprised entirely of wood makes him extremely vulnerable to fire. In fact, he cannot even go near fire-based robots without putting himself at risk. To protect himself... Oh yeah, check how sweet this is. I can just stand here and they'll jump right over me. Anyway, to protect himself, Woodman uses a leaf shield. These bits can be launched into the air for a scattered wide-range attack. In later battles, he demonstrates the ability to roll into a log and bound around the battlefield. That was a different game. Despite being a battle robot, Woodman exhibits a somewhat fickle personality and loves nature, the destruction of which he finds inexcusable. He enjoys hiking and has also shown an interest in sumo wrestling. So, as I'm sure you can tell from watching this fight, my main problem is that I just have a really hard time jumping over the stupid leaf shield. It seems like you have to do it... It seems like you have to do it really late, and I just don't know the timing. Alright, let's try this again. Now, I mean, you could see that the problem I have is that I just suck at jumping over the leaf shield. The timing for it has to be perfect, because the hitbox on it's huge and it does a ton of damage. I think as long as I avoid it like twice, I'll be fine. But I just don't have the timing for it. I can usually get 3 or so hits in with the metal blade, and it does solid damage. Yeah, that's what I want to see. So, as long as I can avoid it one more time, I think I'm in good shape. Getting hit by the leaves that fall isn't as bad, but you still want to try to avoid those too. Oh man, I just don't have the timing for this at all. Alright, this time I'm gonna do it. Yeah! Man, I do not like fighting him. One more hit and I would have been a goner anyway. Great, and now I get the leaf shield, the first of the pretty much worthless shield weapons. This is not the only time a shield weapon's going to appear in a Mega Man game, and all it does is set a really bad trend. Yet one more reason why I hate stupid Woodman. Okay, next up, I guess I'll do, I want to say, Airman? I think it's Airman. And you can make all the jokes you want about that Airman song. Just get them out of your system now, because I think we're above that on this show. So, I can beat Airman, but you know what? I hate his stage. This stuff is super annoying. You have to deal with these guys, and the spikes come up. Oh, yeah, I should probably switch to this. It's fine right now, but there's gonna be a part later where it's just extremely obnoxious. Ugh. Alright. I'll just talk about Airman. So, he was a robot designed for combat by Dr. Wily, and he uses wind to aid him in battle. And let's see, he is the first Robot Master to be designed without a defined head. His face was instead incorporated into his midsection. Oh wow, I'm surprised that guy didn't respawn. His body was supposedly worked out so well that, from a design perspective, that Wily dubbed it the Airman type, and went on to reuse and refine it in the creation of future Robot Masters such as Needleman. Appearances aside, Airman is said to be dignified and stylish, sometimes to the point of being patronizing to others. A rivalry with Windman, and dislikes autumn for its falling leaves. He also enjoys the Japanese card game Menko. Airman has a large fan built into his stomach that he uses to create gusts of air that are as powerful as typhoons and can quickly blow opponents away from him. This augments his primary weapon, the air shooter, which produces miniature tornadoes. More killing these bird thingies. Oh, no fear, just jump through the clouds. Alright, here's the part of the stage that I was talking about that I hate. The slowdown doesn't help either. Damn it. Can't believe I didn't make that jump. The problem is that the spikes get in the way, and they mess up your jumps, and if they don't, the dudes that come out of the sides of them, they're a problem. So either way, you're either getting hit by the spikes that are messing up your jumps, knocking you backwards to your death, or you have to deal with those guys. And this is supposed to be such an easy part of the stage. Oh man, finally made it through. Oh, look at that guy. He thinks he's so cool. I guess that one part's the reason why I hate the stage so much, because the rest is smooth sailing. I kind of like these dudes for some reason, I don't know why. I think I'm almost at the end. Maybe I was being a bit unfair to the stage, but I just really hate that one part. Oh yeah, look at that, I am at the end. Try to refill my health. Despite what the song says and all that, Airman's not that hard. Didn't I say I wasn't going to make an Airman song joke? Well, whatever. The thing about Airman is when you use the leaf shield and you fire it at him, you kind of have to time it right so that it doesn't get hit by his little typhoon things. But he doesn't do that much damage to you anyway. I think he may have done more damage in the NES version or something, but whatever. I can just walk into him, and that was one hit. That's 2 hits. That's 3 hits. And alright, piece of cake. And now I get, what is it, the air shooter? Yeah, kind of a lame weapon. Oh, now I'm also gonna get one of the items from Dr. Light. They were kind of the prototype for Rush. What, you get item 2 from beating Airman? Is that what the song's talking about? I don't know. Anyway, item 2 is kind of like the Rush jet, so that's useful. Alrighty, next up is Crashman. I'll do one more for today. So, as Gutsman and Bombman would often work together on construction projects, it makes sense that Dr. Wily sought to combine their strengths when creating Crashman. His Crash Bomber fires timed explosives attached to drill fixtures that affix the explosives to their targets, and his sturdy armored body is more than capable of withstanding any accidental close proximity explosions. Crashman is fairly docile, but he can prove to be inconsolable when he gets angry. He tends to be frank and enjoys demolishing buildings. However, he cares little for recycling, and due to his lack of hands, tends to be clumsy. I don't really have that much to say about his stage. It's kind of boring. I don't understand the motif either. I mean, the last stages all made sense. I was in a forest for Woodman, metal factory for Metalman. I was at I don't know, I guess in the air for Airman, but what is this exactly? If he's supposed to be combining Gutsman and Bombman, so he's like a demolishing, drilling robot, then where am I? A construction site? Oh well. And check out the design for this wire. This isn't worth, an exercise in tedium. La-da-da-da-da-da. The stage is pretty easy, like I said. I mean, oh wow. Impervious to the metal blade. Dr. Wily should have just made a whole bunch of these guys. Don't know what the purpose of that platform is. Or all of those platforms, for that matter. Oh god, I hope I don't get knocked off. Oh, nice. Left or right? I'm gonna go with the right. Ah! Okay, this part would be pretty annoying if I didn't have the metal blade. Come at me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Even if I get hit, it doesn't even matter. I get all my health back. Energy tank. I really want it. Maybe I can use item 2. Oh, I'm so good. One hit and they go down. Nice. Wow, and just like that, I'm already at the end of the stage. And he's pretty darn weak to the air shooter, so this is gonna be a joke. This is what I want. That was 1 hit. That was 2 hits, although, okay, yeah. Boy, and you thought Bomb Man was pathetic in the last game. I think another problem is that they made the special weapons a bit too strong in this game in some cases. I mean, I just took him out like he was nothing in seconds. And I know it's like rewarding you for knowing what the right boss order is, but still. Now I have the Crash Bomber, which I will need for Wily Castle for one of the dumbest bosses ever. Anyway, that's half the Robot Masters down, and I'll do the other 4, and then the Wily stages after. I think this is a good enough place to call it a day. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want me to keep going over these Robot Master tidbits from the Udon book, then let me know. If you think I should stop, it's taking up too much time, let me know that too. Thanks, guys.